What's up everybody, Avian here. I'm going to reveal all about how I roll with Bard in ranked games, but before I explain anything, I wanted to share with you the mindset that I have with Bard in game. I try and use his kit to help control and secure objectives, exploit the vision, and set up for teamfights around areas on the map. I try and zone with my crowd control abilities and peel for my carries in teamfights. You'll hear me talk a lot about Caretaker's shrines. Use your judgment in game and throw shrines down where you think a teamfight is going to occur in the near future. You have a big advantage in the teamfight if you already have 3 shrines down ready for your team. Force yourself to throw Caretaker's shrines out regularly. It will quickly become automatic. In teamfights and during objectives, try and use your journey to escape from an objective or a fight. I prefer to try and travel as far as possible because as it ranks up, you can travel up to 50% faster than enemies can. Use Cosmic Binding on the enemies that chase you to stun and aid your escape. Bard is a mean mage with a reasonably good heal and sickening crowd control. He's extremely fun and has high potential to carry with early level aggression. He's able to roam around and secure kills, as well as elongate the laning phase with the sustain from his chimes. I've left a ton of information in the description and a list of times to skip to parts of the video, as well as a little message to all of you viewers. If you have any questions, please remember to allow replies on your Google account so I can respond to your comments. So Bard's runes. Bard has an amazing early game potential to get kills. You want to be trying to trade as much as possible when you have charges on your spell thieves and meeps ready when the enemy AD carry is going to last hit. Try and attack him when you know that he cannot return a hit or lose the CS. Follow up with the Cosmic Binding and your damage is enough to come out on top of the trade because of your tankier rune choice. Armor, health, magic resistance, and the extra mana regeneration allow you to sustain in the lane for a lot longer. Now with your masteries, as tempting as it is to go hyper aggressive and take points in offense, this mastery tree gives me the excellent benefits of the utility, and the points in defense reduce the punishment of any damage I take when playing aggressive at level 1 and level 2. Now your summoner spells often are flash and ignite because you want to be invading and playing aggressive, helping secure kills and reduce the enemy's sustain. It's my favorite choice on Bard, although I do run exhaust if the enemy has multiple assassins on the team. For my item builds, I like to start with Spell Thieves for the extra damage, with potions and a warding totem. I move into Sightstone, boots, and depending on what you're up against, an upgraded gold item. Ancient Coin is useful against enemy teams that have high movement or quick bursts of movement speed. If you do go for Spell Thieves, consider Righteous Glory later on. However, after you have your core build, the world is your oyster with your item build. Glacial Shroud, Kindle Gem if you're up against AD or AP respectively, and Mickle's Crucible is good against enemies with high crowd control, or Gauntlet is good to help kiting and damage with enemies. Now Bard does really well against AD carries that don't have a lot of damage early game, but he shouldn't be played aggressive against enemies like Blitzcrank, Leona, and Annie because they have a lot of burst and lockdown in such a short space of time, and it's either going to kill you or make you burn your summoners. You should only go aggressive once they've missed their spells and they're on cooldown. Be very careful of the range of AD carries such as Caitlyn and Ashe, and the burst from enemies like Graves and Draven. Try and stand behind your minions against other poke AD carries and you should be fine. I feel that once you've practiced at landing your Cosmic Binding, enemies such as Callista and other fast moving AD carries can be locked down very quick. Now with Bard's skill order, I generally always max Q, which is Cosmic Binding first, and then I always max W if I'm losing the lane and I need more damage, or E if I'm able to roam and get ahead. I always take points in R when available, but otherwise I generally invest points into the abilities that I feel I need when I'm in game. If I want more damage and stun, I'll take Q. If I want to roam more, I'll take E. If I need heals because I'm losing or I want to sustain higher, I will take W. Bard's passive is Traveler's Call, and this is what allows you to have chimes and meeps when you're in game. As you collect more chimes throughout the game, your meeps become stronger. Chimes should be collected constantly, however I prefer to let them build up and roam around when it's appropriate to collect a few of them. They're very useful at leaving the lane and getting a couple of them if you're low on mana, that way you can go back to lane and stay there for longer. Now Bard's Q is Cosmic Binding. It does a reasonably good amount of magic damage and slows or stuns the enemy if it manages to follow up against a terrain or another target. target. It can be used to interrupt channeling spells like Janna's ultimate, Katarina's ultimate, as well as gap closing abilities such as Rengar's, Vi's and Shyvana's. It's great at stunning enemies who follow you on your magical journey when you're trying to escape, and I usually max this first, especially if I'm playing aggressive, because the stun duration, the damage and the cooldown is all improved. You'll have a lot of success at this spell if you're good at reading the movement of enemies. Try and take aim on the side of the champion closest to the wall as well. This is because the missile has a wide hit range and you can manipulate the direction that it follows up to make your stun more likely to land. I really like to play aggressive early by attacking the enemy first with a meep, slow them with my passive, and then follow up with Cosmic Binding, auto attack again and back off. It's a very strong way of trading and getting ahead. Now Bard's W is Caretaker's Shrines. These are conjured to a target location on the ground and after 10 seconds reach a maximum amount of healing. Whenever the heal is taken, be that instantly or after it's been laid, you get a movement speed boost, so you can use this to help your allies escape or secure kills. I often try and rush out of the map at level 1 and throw shrines down at the mid lane turret, the jungle start location and one at bot lane. And usually you don't have to recall if you do this early enough because your mana will regen with a couple of chimes that you collect as well. Now Bard's E is Magical Journey. You can use this to travel from the base, so at the start of a game be ready to aim it up on the wall if you're going to try hard and invade. But anyway, this ability is hilarious. It's fun and it's very useful. It's great to get around the map places quicker, it's very good at escaping from enemies and fights, and you can always follow up with your Cosmic Binding to any enemies that follow you through and stun them. You can also use it to organize ganks with your jungler by coming back into the lane with them, and it's really good if you're low on mana early game because you can run out of the lane, pick up some of your chimes and then portal back to safety. But remember that it has a long cooldown, so don't waste it and get yourself into trouble by using it. Now Bard's R is Tempered Fate. It has such a vast array of uses, such as stopping yourself getting killed, stopping one of your towers getting killed, stopping the enemy when they're trying to escape, stalling a team fight, preventing an initiation, and it's very good at getting kills at level 6, especially if your enemy's alone in bot lane, because you can catch them off guard and then follow up with your stun, or your AD carry can follow up and secure a very easy kill. So I hope that all of this information is somewhat useful for some of you. Let me know in the comments how you're getting on with your adventures in Bard and solo queue, and if you've learned a thing or two, then it would be nice if you click like on the video. But otherwise, thanks for watching guys, and I hope you win. Take care, bye!